it around because Jeff, we were so delighted and thankful to have Jeff here. Jeff, what I'd like to do now is for you to present the comp plan, that new slide comp plan that you have, so that people can really understand the benefits of our compensation plan and what's unique about it and how it's different and why we're able to get paid so much. So if you will do that presentation with the comp plan now, I can come back and do my portion later after you've gone through your holiday.
All right. I'll just take you off the spotlight so that I'm full screen for everybody, because I want to be able to share. These are our new, this is the new slide deck for the compensation plan that I went through for the first time on just Thursday night. But let me see where this pulls up. Yep, this is towards the end. All right, so here is our compensation plan training. This is what Robin and I were supposed to present on Thursday night. We'll go through this really quickly because it's mostly going to be about questions, and then we can always come back to this. So first thing that we need to understand is the difference. We are redefining the supplement industry, a mission of hope, bringing health and wellness to the world's most scientifically validated micronutrients, and they're formulated by the world's foremost micronutrient expert. Do you understand how different this is to be able to make some of those statements? They're not just claims, they're actually provable statements. Very next one is we're redefining the affiliate and network marketing. Our mission of freedom is putting money in the mission. We got an enhanced affiliate play plan, the world's most rewarding, fair, and predictable compensation. Okay, what is an enhanced affiliate pay plan? The results set us apart. 45% of our new affiliates make money in 90 days or less. That's compared with 2 to 3% industry average, and 70% who never make any money. So we're saying 45% of our new affiliates make money in 90 days or less. That's incredible. That is totally redefining this industry. Our vision is to have everyone make money. That's 100% of our people, leave no one behind. So back to the way that Beth works with this. She always enrolls somebody as a customer first. Make them a customer. As soon as they become an affiliate, we start tracking whether or not they are making money. Okay. You're going to make more money off of your work with them as a customer than you ever will as an affiliate if they don't share this with someone else. Okay. Next one, enhanced affiliate pay plan. Our model is based on subscriptions. And it's the retention of those subscriptions that are so significant to these products. 94% retention at 1 month, 72% retention at 3 months, and 60% retention at 12 months. You understand the significance of having somebody on the product for a full 12 months? Well, why not use a 60% success rate after a year? That's how sticky our products are. That's the subscription model and why we're able to pay what we do. The average subscription enrollment is 190. The average first year value of a preferred customer is $540. That is an average per customer per year. So when Beth goes out and she enrolls a customer, that average right there, $540. So are you going to want to spend some time with them? Are you want to follow up? Are you going to want to participate with them? Because that's the average. Somebody starts a subscription as a customer right there. Our average is 540 plus. Each month, we typically have 3 to 4 or more customers for each new affiliate. That is significant. That, once again, is changing this industry. That is just unheard of. And I tell you, not everybody wants to build a business, but everybody needs these products They want to feel better. They want to add not only just more years to their life, they want to add more life to those years. So going on, very next one. As part of this enhanced affiliate pay plan, I always want to say play plan because it is kind of like we're playing with this side of it, but we've got an all of it bonus, 100% for enrolling subscriptions, up to 260 per new enrollment. We have customer residual commissions, 10 to 30% income for customer orders. We have team residual commissions, 5 to 10% on your team's volume. We are not an MLM. We don't pay on levels. We pay on volume, and then double bonuses. Pay up to 20% on your team's volume when you rank advance. The all of it bonus. Just let's go in and break these down here a little bit. And just as excited as she is there on your screen is how I feel about this all of it bonus. An all of it bonus goes back to exactly what Beth was just talking about. Engage, we give you all of it. You can earn up to a max of $260 per customer subscription. Simple. Enroll a person on a subscription and we pay you up to $260 on that enrollment. There's no limit to the amount that you can make in an all of it bonus. It's paid out weekly on Thursdays. And then if you need any more details about it, it's in a single page form, just there on the all of it rules. So customer building program. So this is that part that we've been talking about. Customers. In order to build customers, the incentive there is there. These are residual. The all of it is based on their first subscription. That is the enrollment order, and then all of it takes place there. Now we're going into how much a customer is worth to you in a residual basis. And we've broken it out into these 3 columns. The first column is the customer rank. So this is not the customer, it's your. This is the way that we identify you. And we've put precious stones in there. So garnet, emerald, sapphire, ruby, and diamond. But more important than the precious stones is that number that signifies the percentage that you're going to earn. And what determines that? It's the amount of monthly customer volume. So from 100 to 499, you're going to earn 10%. You can see from 500 to 999, it's 15%, 20%, 25%, and 30%. So when Beth has shared with you, leading by example, as a leader, she has enough customers to always keep her above that diamond 30. So that's 3,000 plus in customer volume. In fact, she was a diamond in her second month ever in the business. That's just her focus and leading by example when she says this is consistent, predictable money that comes in every month because of her customer base. None of those customers are out there, trying to approach their friends and share these products. These are people that are just enjoying their own health benefits. And the minimum that you're going to earn as a diamond 30, the minimum of 30% of $3,000 is $900 a month. How would it be to understand that $900 a month is coming in month after month after month? And that's just on the customer side of it. Let's quickly go to the very next one. This is helping you understand a model of building a residual income with just preferred customers. You're not team building. 6 preferred customers with an average order of $190 is $1,140 in an all of it bonus. And that same amount continues each month because the subscription that they start with is the subscription that we encourage, at least for the first 90 days. Then they can make changes to that. They can also order additional products. You don't need to go in and change a subscription to get more hydro or change a subscription to add more probiotics. Encourage people to keep the same subscription for those first 90 days. And then the all of it bonus is paid out in its entirety to you. Okay. So what we've listed there in the highlighted is the per month residual. Okay. So 6 customers, $1,140 in all of it bonus, and you've created a residual of $228 per month. 16, and now you're a diamond 30. Anything over $3,000 kicks into that 30% pay, and that's $912 per month, but you've made an all of it bonus of $3,040 for those 16 customers. So imagine that our average customer is 190 times 16. There you are, 16 people. And in your first month, we have many people qualifying as diamond 30s and creating a residual of almost $1,000 a month and an upfront commission of $3,000. You double that to 32, and look at that. I mean, that's $1,800 a month and $6,000 in those commissions in the all of it bonus. I don't know of another company that is that generous with just your customers, and that's why our customer focus is so important. This can all be found on one single downloadable PDF. It's all right there, including the all of it bonus and the direct bonus. We didn't talk about, so what if somebody just wants to order once? They order once and you're going to earn 20%. They start with a subscription, make a 90-day commitment, and you're going to get 100%. It's all there on this single downloadable sheet. Going on to the team building commissions, just quickly to go through this, looking at the team. This is the team building commission page. We get paid on the 10th of each month, earn from $150 to $45,000 a month. That equals 5 to 10% of your team volume, compared with 1 to 3% at other companies. Now, I want to share with you, just 2 weeks ago, a good friend of mine wanted me into a business that was just starting. She sent me over the compensation plan. She was so excited about how we could earn up to 5% of your team's volume. I mean, they made a big deal about earning up to 5% of your entire team's volume. and it's like, I hardly had the heart to tell her, we start at 5% and we go to 10%. And I'm telling you, that is a huge difference out there. 5 to 10% of your team volume, compared with 1 to 3% of other companies. If you look at the team status, this is the rank. We have our Health Advocate 1, 2, and 3, Freedom 1, 2, and 3, Legacy 1, 2, and 3, and Ambassador 1, 2, and 3. Very next column over with a PQV, that's personal qualifying volume. Every one of our products has a point value. I can tell you that point value used to be dollar for dollar. But as we started going through supply chain issues and our cost of manufacturing having gone up, just at the end of last year, a slight change was made. And so instead of it being dollar for dollar, it's about 93 to 96% of dollar for dollar. So that personal qualifying volume is essentially your own order. 3 active lines. You can see it's 3 active lines down through the entire compensation chart. And an active line is defined by somebody that you have personally enrolled as an affiliate that has 100 points in their personal qualifying volume. The very next column is leadership. And through the Health Advocate ranks 1, 2, and 3, there is no leadership requirement, meaning somebody within your organization does not have to have a leadership requirement. But as soon as we get to Freedom 1, which is 10,000 in organizational qualifying volume, so 10,000 in organizational qualifying volume, you need to have 2 Health Advocate 1s. They don't need to be people that you've personally enrolled, just in 2 of your lines. The minimum is 3 lines. You can have 4 lines or 5 lines or 14 lines. We qualify every month with 14 active lines, but I'm telling you, you only need to have 2 health advocate ones in any 2 of the minimum of 3 lines. 10,000 in organizational qualifying volume, 4,000 as a Freedom One from any one of those lines as a qualifier, and then you're earning a fixed commission of 10%. Freedom One pays $1,000, Freedom Two, 2,000, Freedom Three, 3,500, and you can go down through the rest of it. That is our team building plan. And once again, it all fits on one page. In fact, this page actually includes the enrollment, all of it bonuses, the direct bonuses, the customer residual commissions from the customer building side, and then adds to that the team residual commissions. And then at the bottom, that's not fine print. Those are not gotchas. Those are just helping you understand what a PV is and what QV is and PQV is. It's just helping you understand the descriptors that are there. I'm so excited that it all fits onto one sheet, because I can tell you, just looking through this compensation plan from a couple of weeks ago, it took almost a booklet to go through everything that they had. The very next thing is double bonuses. Just quickly on a double bonus, we take that very same pay plan and we 2 times those fixed commissions as you hit these different rank advances. As you go through the Health Advocate 1 ranks, instead of just earning $600, which you are going to get paid on the 10th of the month, just like on the previous one, it all pays out on the 10th, but the double bonus pays 15 days later. So on the 25th, you're going to get another, it's doubled. So in the case of a Freedom One, you're going to earn $1,000 on the 10th and another $1,000 on the 25th. Imagine individuals, and we've had them, people that have reached a Legacy 2 and earn $10,000 on the 10th and another $10,000 on the 25th during the month that they reach that level. During a double bonus time, this is an absolute incredible way to quickly build through the ranks. So excited about it. The tools that we have for everyone's success are these. We have the back office, our phone app, our replicated website. We do Zooms almost every day. And then we have the science brochure. I think it should be a science booklet because it's 36 pages. Every day we have a Get Started training every weekday. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is the Get Started training. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have an advanced Get Started training. And those are every weekday at 1 to 2 p.m. Mountain, and they are live calls so that you can ask the questions, seek the answers that you have. Such an incredible way of pulling this all together. So truly here with this compensation plan that's taken me 15 minutes to run through, hope and freedom are yours because number one, we have the world's most scientifically validated micronutrients. We have the enhanced affiliate pay plan, and truly it's up to you to determine whether now is the right time for you or not. So that is our compensation. That's the whole thing. And so thank you, Jane, for allowing me to come on and share how easy.
No, thank you for sharing it. It's and that presentation, it makes it so easy to flow. But for those of you who have questions, this is the time to ask any questions about the compensation, any part you want to understand more, any part you want more clarification. The purpose of this training is for you to understand how to move forward in building your business. And
one more thing I'd like to say. There's somebody on the call with an iPhone number on it. Please let us know who you are so that we can know who we're talking to.
Okay, let's see who that is. We don't see a. Yeah, if you tell me your name, we'll put you right in. We'll put your name in. What's your name, iPhone?
You'll need to unmute yourself.
They need to unmute themselves?
Yes, they do.
You
Okay.
can do it for them. They just lower left-hand corner touch.
Sorry, could I unmute?
Yes, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
Okay, I switched from my phone to Zoom. That's what happened.
Okay, what is your name, sir? What's your name?
Will,
That's Will.
Will,
Will,
Oh, that's
this-
Will. We have you.
yeah.
That's
Denise is
Okay.
Willie.
famous Will, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll put
Will,
Will in.
Willie.
There we go.
William, anything,
Okay.
say Will.
Okay.
That's
Thank
okay,
you.
Will.
Yeah,
I
I
just
got
wanted to know
to
who it
a,
was and make
I
sure it
got to
wasn't
a,
somebody over here playing games.
Right.
no, I got to a Wi-Fi, so I switched to Zoom.
No problem. We got
Good
you.
idea.
Sounds good, Will.
Thank
Okay.
you, Lemuel. Any questions or comments, any part of the comp plan that's still fuzzy to you? This is an opportunity for you to get clarity, because what we're doing with this day, when you leave this day, you will have your business plan. You'll have your marching orders. You'll know exactly what to do next, what to do when, and how to do it. Any questions of Jeff about the comp plan?
Yes, Jeff, I've got one question.
Okay.
When you finally get through the whole
I pull you up
system,
here on the screen with me. Go ahead.
when you get through the whole system, is there a lot of money in it?
More than I've ever made in this industry, because it's consistent money. So I mean, I've made at times $30,000 a week, but it was for just several months, and then it absolutely fell apart. And so it's the time and consistency. It's just like these products in our body. The longer we're doing them, the more we're going to benefit from it. And so you're truly speaking to somebody who is a micro daily millionaire because of the involvement that we've had here.
And
So-
one other question, which is fantastic, Mr. Ashby. I'd also like to know, I know that you've been doing this for 10 years and longevity has its rewards. But since you've been working with this and you've worked out the system that's working, should we be able to do that in a shorter period of time if we put in the type of work that you put in?
Great question.
Yeah, and it's not, there are no ifs. It is an absolute, because this stays done. You look at those numbers that I shared in the compensation plan, to have a 60% retention rate over a year. I mean, where else does that ever happen in this industry?
Never, ever.
Never.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It doesn't. And it's because they don't have products that have this much efficacy. They don't have Dr. Prasad. They don't have these things in place. I mean, I've had multiple conversations with Jane, because Jane has made a lot more sooner, faster, quicker in other compensation plans. But it's like we're finally a home for all of those individuals who have been chasing that elusive dream, because this stays done based on our retention.
And Jeff, you don't have to name the person if you don't want, but just describe one of your leaders, when she started and what her income is now and how she went about building her business and how she just, right.
I'd be happy to share names, because she
Perfect.
is one of our legacy leaders. And I'll just pull you off the spotlight here, Lem.
Okay.
Miss Arlene Chavez, March a year ago, her check was $41. She started with Engage 7 years ago and was with us for about 10 minutes. And then she went off chasing other opportunities, like squirrel. And, and away she goes. 7 years later, she comes back to this, already has a belief in the product, but now she engages, and $41 last March. And because of the bonus, because we were in a double bonus period, she took advantage of those doubling every time she went to another level. And in a year's worth of work, she didn't bring any big team. She didn't transition an entire, other team from another company over. it was just consistent grassroots relationship marketing. She's now at, well, she's a legacy 2. And where does a legacy 2 come in? Let me just go back to the comp plan. Let's hit this page right here. Okay. Legacy 2, $10,000 a month. And as she built through that, she's so close. I mean, I bet she'll be at Legacy 3 this month during June, which double bonus time. imagine $15,000 on the 10th and another $15,000 on the 25th.
And a year ago, March, her check was $41. Does everybody hear that?
Yeah.
Now, just briefly, and because we have other things to cover, just tell me, what did she do? Tell us, what did she do to make this happen?
A lot of Zooms.
A lot of Zooms.
Yeah. I mean, in fact, she was actually taking care of her mother who fell, was hospitalized, and could not get around. And so every other week she goes and spends a week with her mother, and then her sister switches her off. But we've done just exactly this. The first Zoom meeting that she did had 5 people on. Then we had 13 people. Okay. And then it dropped back to 9. And then it was, hey, let's start doing this. It was once a week. Then we went to 3 times a week. And now somewhere in her organization, there's a Zoom happening every day.
Excellent, excellent, excellent.
So.
Okay, any more comments or questions about the comp plan? Because we're gonna move to sharing, recruiting, and building a business with peace and love. And Jeff is going to start off with that presentation. And I want to make sure everybody understands just the basic mechanics of the compensation plan. And I just want to make sure everybody understands why it's not enough to enroll someone. You want to enroll them, get them on subscription, then follow up and love them up until they're taking the product, until they're satisfied with the results. And that's when, at that point, they become your unpaid marketing team.
Yeah.
When they love the product the way we love it, that's when you can say, do you have a few friends that we could talk to? Would you mind getting a few friends together and we'll do a Zoom with just your friends and you give your testimony, and then inviting them to one of our home meetings Monday or Thursday to give their testimony further gets them involved. Even if they are a preferred customer, we still want to invite them to come and let us hear about their testimony. So once you enroll them, they get on subscription, once they're using the product the way their body needs to get the results that they want, that's when you can start asking for referrals. And everybody knows at least 25 people that are having health challenges, every adult. So they become expansion. And as you know, it's not who you know, it's who the people that they know. So Jeff, if there are no more comments now, can we transition into Ho'oponopono? Sharing, recruiting, and building as a sharing, recruiting, and building technique. And I'm keeping
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. But before I do that, I think our very best educational opportunities are those that involve stories.
Right.
The teaching with a parable is my favorite way to do it. In fact, we just and so I need to back up and just share with everybody a story.
Perfect.
Okay? And so we'll begin that way, and I'll just take you off of the spotlight here so that everybody can just understand that, the reason I'm so passionate about what we're talking about right now, this aspect of it, is because this industry, this space, I've never done good having a boss. I'm always so much better on my own. I will work harder for myself than I will anybody else. And so I love this industry, but I'm going to just share a couple of concepts here with you quickly.
Good.
Because in life, it's not what happens to you, it's how you perceive it. Okay. And so one of my favorite sayings are, these things are happening for us, not to us. Make sense?
Mhm.
Okay.
Sure.
So today, this morning, as I was preparing for today, in my feed was one of these little shorts. And here is a mentor of mine. I spent quite a bit of time around this individual, but this was his message for today.
Some of you are going through struggle. Some of you have had difficulty. And what if these things were not happening to you? They were happening for you. What if you were able to change the story of this drama or difficulty or failure, and you changed it into the story of empowerment that helps you go where you need to go? Think about your story and how you can use it to help the world.
Doesn't that just kind of set the stage for everything?
Totally.
Back when I was, and I shared this as part of the compensation thing, I was hosting a conference call 3 times a week for the world, an organization where I had 2.5 million people underneath me.
Wow.
And I was not using my own name. I was not using, these were conference calls. And on these conference calls, I was known to the entire company as Victor.
Mm.
Because in life, you're either the victim or you're the victor. And everybody could lean into that. They were excited about it. And yeah, in 2.5 years, we went from nothing to those amounts that I was talking about, $30K a week. And consistently along, things were great. And then I'm telling you, an opportunity of a lifetime is only as good as the lifetime of the opportunity, right?
Right.
So I spent 2.5 years building all of that, getting to that much. And believe it or not, I get a call from the FBI field office in Boston. Yes, they had my cell phone number. Don't know how, but anyway, that's for another day, another story. But to go from $30K a week to nothing because of a phone call, and yeah, you can understand that truly an opportunity of a lifetime is only as good as the lifetime of the opportunity. But what an incredible story, because it was right after that this opportunity was presented, and I was now humbled enough to go through these things. So I'm going to back up and just say it in this I'm going to go into the piece that I'm going to share, and then I'm going to fill in some of the other details.
That's fine.
Okay, so here we go. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. Write that down, because this is really the basis for everything that we are doing. We want to do business with more people, okay? But in that doing business, ask yourself, are you likable and trustable? Okay, these are in your relationships with others. What are you doing? Very next one, it's not who you know, it's who they know. Okay, it's not who you know, it's who they know. And this is where another story comes in. Because in this industry, we all know that we should make a names list, and we're going to get into that in a very creative way of going through it. But how many of you know what a chicken list is? How many of you have heard that term, chicken list? Okay. Okay. All right. So here's the story. I had a friend of ours. I mean, it wasn't a good friend. We'd done business. We were in the same company. I was in his upline, and I had thrown out an offer, an opportunity. Hey, so let's do some 3-way phone calls. Well, he was so chicken about his chicken list. His name's Dana. Dana says, Jeff, I didn't even dare be on the phone, but here's this guy's number. He is a leader in this industry. He and his wife have just created all kinds of residual income, and I'm just too scared to even call them. So it's not who you know, it's who they know, right? I mean,
Right.
I'm gonna pull that back up on the screen again. It's not who you know, it's who they know. All right. Back to the story. Dana was too chicken to even be on the phone. And I didn't have anything to lose. So I picked up the phone, dialed the number. When this individual answered, I says, "Hi, Steve," and I'll use his real name. "Hi, Steve. This is Jeff Ashby. You don't know me, but we have a mutual friend, Dana. And Dana suggested that I give you a call. And just, I'm a leader in network marketing, been successful. And I know Dana was too chicken to call you. So just, you know what? I'm going to honor you by saying you were so high on somebody's chicken list that they didn't even," and he starts to laugh. He starts to laugh and he says, "Oh my goodness, I can see Dana not even doing that." And so we laughed about it. We got into a conversation. And you know what? I ended up teaching a class for his organization.
Mhm.
Okay. He didn't ever join us in business, but we developed a relationship and a friendship. And I'm going to take 3 minutes and share with you Steve and Linda. And this all became part of my story, because that phone call that I made to somebody's chicken list, so somebody who was too chicken to even be on the call with me, led me to meet Helen. So Steve and Linda introduced me to my sweetheart.
Wow.
All because of, it's not who you know, it's who they know. And I'm just going to introduce you to Steve and Linda here really quick. Give me 3 minutes, and they've got a great story. Here we go.
Hi, we're Steve and Linda Stay, and our story with Engage started probably 4 years ago when a friend told us about this product, and I looked at it and said, "Yeah, nothing special here." The cost was, we were used to spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month on supplements, and so I dismissed it. But Linda, even though we spend that money on supplements, Linda was diagnosed with cancer, and breast cancer, and after surgery and extensive chemo treatments, life wasn't going real well for her.
Right. I had survived the cancer, which I kind of wished I hadn't, because now I was dealing with the side effects, and chemo brain is a real thing. If you know people that have gone through chemo, trust me, they're struggling. And what chemo brain does is, number one, you can't really piece thoughts together. You can't function like you used to. I was a very multi-functioning multitasker, and I couldn't do that anymore. Couldn't think, and I had unreasonable anxiety and fear that would just come out of nowhere. And I honestly felt like I can't live with this brain. I don't want to be here anymore. And it was hard to, I didn't express that, but Steve picked up on the fact that I was really struggling, and he felt.
Yeah, we'd spent literally thousands of dollars a month over the year on supplements, IV nutritional things. He's trying to prevent that, and watching your sweetheart go through that kind of stuff isn't fun. And so I was searching, man, deep in my heart for an answer, and something told me to call my friend Jeff, and I needed to talk to him about what was called MMF then, and microdaily. And I called Jeff and said, "I need to talk to you about this. For some reason, I'm feeling that's what Linda needs." And we got together a few weeks later as he made it back into town and
started on the product. And within a week, 10 days, I started to feel a little bit better. And it wasn't too long after that we had the opportunity to meet Dr. Prasad. And I told him what I was struggling with, and he held my hand and promised me that those brain cells could be restored, and that I would get better, and that I would be myself again. And I just started to cry and said, I hope so. I really hope so. And it was at that time that I confided in Steve how desperate I felt. And every week that went by, I felt more of my self coming back. It was like I could feel my brain coming alive again, and I could function again like I used to. I
was back.
I was back, and it's truly been incredible. I'm including energy and aches and pains, and all of that type of
But
stuff.
your brain was functioning like at the level, that incredible level that it always had.
Yeah.
As a caretaker, that's not an easy position to take either. But I noticed with taking it that my sleep was deeper.
Yeah.
I was sleeping deeper, and I'd had a hand tremor that had been progressing over the years, something that kind of runs in my family. And Linda noticed about 6-7 weeks into using this product that I'm pouring some tea from a bottle into another container. She says, your hand's not shaking. I went, wow, it isn't. The other hand tried it.
It was awesome.
And so we've loved it as we understand the science more. One of the best decisions we ever made was to give it a try.
And again, we figure that we replaced about $300 a month
And just multiple
vitamin supplements that we were taking, $300 a month each. So that's a real winner.
Here comes the beach.
So I share that with everybody here today to say it's not who you know, it's who they know. Steve was not on my list. I don't know, however, I would have run across Steve's day. But because I went through the techniques, the things that I'm doing with you right now, helping somebody create their own list and then working through it. I just want to say I have had an absolute incredible couple of days with somebody who is on this very call. Several people. Jane has had me on 3-way phone calls. Lem, I still remember back to that Friday afternoon, Lem, when you and I were just dialing for dollars. We were having an absolute blast reaching out to these different individuals because you had their names listed. Oh, Jeff, let's call this person. Oh, yeah, I couldn't get through to them. Let's call them again. Hey, we did a great job with them. Let's do another one. Let's do another one. Let's do another one. And that's how it works out. And ultimately, I got to tell you that I wouldn't have this special lady in my life had I not done what we're talking about here today. And I want to take just a moment and say, getting together with Steve Stay, and once again, know, like, and trust. He trusted me enough to come in and teach a group of individuals that he was working with about vision boards, how to create your perfect day through like a movie script, a movie script that is put together in storyboards. And I'll just show you what part of some of that could look like. This is our vision board. This was Helen and I's vision board. And you can see these are removable panels and with pictures, and there's a flow to it. And there's a, not just a feng shui positioning, but a positioning in your mind as to where you want these different things on. And I'd be happy to teach a class on these types of things, really helping you grasp, feel your goals, involve as many senses as possible. But Steve trusted me enough to have me come and teach a class on vision boards. And it's in that class where I met Helen.
Wow.
So that's the story. That's the story behind all of this. And I love it. So once again, back to, it's not who you know, it's who they know. It's not what you do, it's what you duplicate. Everything that I did with Steve was duplicatable, but it all started with know, like, and trust. If they, the people you don't know, can't do what you did, they won't. This is where I talk a lot about individuals who get so caught up in, I've got to have the fanciest landing page. I've got to have my business cards done so well with such an incredible graphic on them. Then I've got to have all of these things done and that stuff done. And, if I could just go out and get a doctor in my business, I'm going to make it. I'm telling you, very few doctors ever make it in this industry because of what? They're not duplicatable. Okay. It's just one of those things. It's not who you know, it's who they know. It's not what you do, it's what you duplicate. And if they, the people that you don't know, can't do what you did, they won't. And you're stuck. That's the end of your business. So what is it that we're talking about today? What does make a difference when it comes to your list? I'll tell you, there's some really creative things that we can do about adding to your list. But it comes down to this. Truly, today, I want you to understand that we just need to love your names list. Where do you start out? What do? You start right here. Who's on your cell phone? Okay, that's it. That's the beginning of your list. Just start there. And you can do all kinds of creative things and trying to get that list just as long. And you can take it from 100 names to 300 names to 3,000 names. But that's not going to get you the Steve Stays in the world, because Steve was never on my list, because it was Dana's contact. Okay. But as you're putting together your list, the one that you're going to take responsibility for, start with your cell phone. Just start alphabetically. And as you're writing those names down, I want you to involve as many things as you can in this. And I say things, but truly, my mom taught me, she's a school teacher, that the language of the angels is cursive. Write those names down in cursive, because you're not only using the language of the angels, you are creating a flow. Here's my list. When you're flowing through that name, there's something that is activated in a certain portion of your brain to where you begin a connection to that individual. You're starting into a flow with that individual. Okay. Once that individual's name is down there on your list and it is in cursive, leave enough room in between that you can make some notes, that you can put a check mark, that you can put a date. And the reason that I say that is because you're going to go back through, you're going to love this list. And you love that list by applying a principle or several principles that I learned from Dr. Joe Vitale's book called Zero Limits. I've shared that with many of you that are on this call. Look for the copy that is on YouTube that is 7 hours and 41 minutes long. That is the reading of the book. That is Dr. Joe Vitale reading his book. I know there's a bunch of others that are out there. Some of them are just Joe Vitale for an hour and a half. Some of them are Joe Vitale and an extended thing that goes for almost 9 hours. The book itself, I spent the money on it. I didn't go out and just download it for free from YouTube. I wanted to, how do I say it? Honor Dr. Joe Vitale by purchasing his book. And so I bought the $15 copy of it so that it is part of my Audible library and I can just listen to it over and over and over again. It's 7 hours and 41 minutes long. So get that. But in this, you learn about a secret Hawaiian system called Ho'oponopono. So this is Hawaiian Ho'oponopono. You can just sound it out right there. I looked up the spelling and I saw, Jane, that you had put it into the chat the other day with the correct spelling. Like I said, I know I had to look it up, and so must have you, but Ho'oponopono. It's this. Bottom line, it teaches you how to clear the energy that you have with individuals that you have relationships with. Okay, whether those people are, in our case right now, just part of your list, this is what we're going to do. It comes down to a phrase: I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Make note of this. This is truly what 7 hours and 41 minutes will give you, is this phrase. This phrase is a prayer. You say, I love you. So as you put together your list and you've written the name down in cursive and you've left some space in between the names, you're going to go through, take your pen or the eraser on a pencil or something. You're going to tap that name. You're going to tap it, just like I'm looking here. Mark Absalom is the first one on my list. It's just A. I tap Mark's name and I say in my mind, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And then I go on to Mike Akusu. Mike, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Larry Adair, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I'm tapping the name that I had previously written in cursive. And as I go down through that list, understand that I am not telling Larry that I love him. I'm not asking Larry for his forgiveness. Even though I'm thinking about Larry, I'm not asking Larry for forgiveness. I'm not putting any of this on Larry. In fact, Larry doesn't even know that I'm doing this. You know what I'm really doing? And you read the book, you listen to the book, the audio book, you'll understand that what you're doing is you're clearing you as it relates to Larry. This is not for Larry. Larry, I love you. Larry, I'm sorry. Larry, please forgive me. Larry, thank you. Okay, I'm tapping the name. I'm thinking about Larry, but I'm saying these words to whom?
Yourself.
Myself. Exactly. Thank you, Jane. Yeah. Yeah. I am clearing that energy that exists between Larry and I by forgiving myself. The only person that I really have responsibility for is me. I say, I love you. You know, how many of us just have issues with ourselves? I'm sorry for feeling that way. Please forgive me and thank you. And I'll tell you what, those bonds that you have with Larry, that relationship that you have is going to be incredible. I'm going to give you something here. As you do this, not all of it is going to be positive. You start reaching out into energetically connecting with individuals. So back to getting that phone call from the FBI. I pulled myself out of that company, never logged into my account again. Didn't want to leave myself in a situation where I was guilty until proven innocent. And as part of that, yes, there were some individuals that had, quote unquote, invested into that company. And several of them just blamed me. It was all my fault. I should have known better. I should have this. Hey, the company is still around today. It's still going. It's just I chose to not be aligned with something that was the integrity was being questioned by a 3-letter agency. I went out and tried to make those relationships as flush as possible. I tried to help people understand that it's not me. I have just pulled out. But there were individuals there, no matter how much I talked, no matter how much I pled, no matter how much I tried to explain and give them something else to do, there's just some feelings there. I've got people that were on that list that still had those feelings. At least I thought, well, you know what, we're 10 years down the road. It wasn't 10 years at that point, but I'm telling you that there were individuals on that list, on this list right here. And as I started saying, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. One in particular, I get a text message just out of the blue. Thinking about you, Jeff. Anytime I see you again, I owe you a punch in the face. I hadn't talked to this individual for 3 or 4 years, but I reach out through this list and I start clearing that energy. He definitely felt that. And what can I do? Oh, it rocked my world. Out of the middle of nowhere, I'm saying Ho'oponopono. And just because I did it, it opened up that he felt it. And he says, just to remind you, I owe you a punch in the face when I see you again. It just really rocked my world. Now, as difficult as that was, there has been so many joys, so many others, individuals that have reached back out and connected with me because I did this work. And you know what? I continued to work on him. I continued to work on him. I continued to work on him. He had no idea. I didn't respond to his text message. I didn't do anything like that. I wanted to just give him a piece of my mind. I wanted to just, battle with him, try and explain, justify, to tell him all the things I'd done for him that I hadn't done for anybody else, to try and correct this relationship. But I didn't. You know what I did? I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I kept doing it over and over and over. And I'll tell you, it's changed. It's absolutely changed. But back to your list. I know Jane, we're taking more time, and
No, that's fine. It's perfect. Perfect.
This is so critical. This is your business. It all comes down to not who you know, but who they know. You're always trying to build enough trust. Ultimately, know, like, and trust. If you can build enough trust that they can open up their list to you, you'll never run out of names. You'll never have to go out and do cold marketing. You'll never have to buy a list from some online shyster who says, start calling these people. They have an interest in MLM. It's just baloney slices. Go out there and create such good relationships with the people that are already on your list that they then let you work with their list because you've got that trust that's there. These are things that I'm sharing with you now. Now, Jane can take this to the next step. She can take that list, and after you've gone through the Ho'oponopono, learn to love your list by spending some time with it. Write it down in a journal. Write it down in something that you can refer back to 4 years from now, 8 years from now, and look at those individuals. Dana was on my list. Okay. I reach out to Dana. Dana was part of my business for about this long, but Dana led me to Steve and Linda. And I can't tell you how many others that Steve and Linda have led us to now. And, when we have time, I'd love to share the whole story with how I even met Beth. So this is what I wanted to leave with you today, is just this is another way of completely turning upside down
Well,
because
I wish you would share the story, because let me just say this. If you can do so briefly, let me say this. There are people on this call that are going to be listening to this call. They've tried network marketing. They've signed up in things, and it didn't work because they didn't have the recipes that we're giving today. And what you're doing is you're not just telling them how it works, you're demonstrating from your own life experiences how using this approach has had a dramatic, permanent impact on your life as well as your income. So I think it's very important for people to really get it. It's not who you know, it's who they know. And if you don't bother to ask them or speak to them or connect with them or love on them, you'll never have access to their warm market, their relationships. So
don't ever plead with them.
never,
Never beg.
never
I mean,
Never
just,
beg.
it's like you have a good enough relationship with people that they just naturally, that is what they want to do, because as human beings, we naturally care about others. We want to help others. And that's truly what this is all about. So just quickly, if I can, Jane, I'll just
Please,
pull you
please.
back off the spotlight here quick. So many of you know Dr. Court and Jonette. Okay.
Mhm.
So because of just something that they had asked us to do, Helen and I decided, you know what, we're going to go up and participate in an event that they had in Portland, Oregon. So we chose, the event was set. We chose to do that for our anniversary. So our anniversary 3 years ago, we jumped in our van. We were in our van. And let me just show this for those of you that are on there. So we got into Engage and decided to just jump all the way in. And so we bought a Mercedes Sprinter van and had it wrapped with a matching trailer. And this was MMF back there in the beginning. I mean, we made the investment, $7,000 to put that wrap on our vehicle. And then we started traveling all over. I mean, that was the Portland coast, one of the, I can't remember the Cape Point, but now we're down at Cape Canaveral. No, this was Houston, Texas. This is where the space shuttle was. And then we went out to one of our favorite windy cities up in Chicago. And then, believe it or not, here we are. That's where our van was parked for the entire show, right out there, because it wouldn't fit down underneath their underground garage. And so I had tossed the keys to the valet, and he says, I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to pull it around and put it right in front of the event. Is that okay? So here we were. This is the kind of life that being in this industry has led to. So we drive in our van across the country. We're up in Portland, Oregon. At this event, we meet one individual, and that one individual says, you know what, I've got some great contacts. I'm going to be back in my hometown of Florida. Well, that weekend it had snowed in Portland, and I promised Helen, you know what, we're going to go somewhere warm. Why don't we go to Florida and just follow up with this individual? Once again, somebody we didn't know, we didn't even really have a relationship with, but we traded information. And I says, hey, we're going to be down in Florida in a couple of weeks. We went down to Florida. It was an absolute bust. The things that we were doing with him just didn't work. And so we says, you know what, now we're heading up the East Coast. And he says, well, there is an individual that I think she's in one of the Carolinas. I'm not exactly sure. Let me call her. And we're on a 3-way phone call, just like I talked about. Somebody I didn't know, but he says, let me call her. He picks up the phone. It rings once. It rings twice. It rings 3 times. And I was just about ready to say, nobody's going to answer. And it's like, Beth answered. And all he needed to do is basically say, Beth, we're here with Jeff. He didn't know a whole lot about us, but I says, we're going to be coming. Could we stop and see you? That's how it all started. And understanding the rest of the story, I don't know if Beth is still on. She is it's still here. Beth, are you able to comment about how you didn't want to take this call? I don't know if she can hear us or not, or if they're able to, but anyway, she didn't want to take the call. She didn't want to take the call. She had been burned by this individual. She had shown up to a meeting that they had set up 2 years earlier, and he never showed. So anyway, it's not who you know, it's who they know. And you're always putting yourself in a position of getting to know somebody, causing them to like you, and build some trust. So what can you do? Know, like, and trust. And you'll be successful. Make that names list, though, because it'll become a joy to you. You'll love to sit with it. Do it every day. Set aside some time. Go through that list. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. As you are prompted that day, put a little check mark by it with a date. Put a little check mark and the date, and then come back to it. And the reason I say put a check mark and the date, because that day you were prompted to reach out to that individual. If that was the day that it's like you felt, oh, I should give Larry a call. Okay. You're not gonna be prompted to call everybody on your list. Okay. But that day you were prompted, you put a check and the date by it. After you go through it all, go back to those with a date, today's date, and a check, and make that call. So it's best to do the Ho'oponopono in the morning, part of your meditation. Just take 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I don't know how fast you can go through your list. I don't know how long your list is, but just set aside that time, go through that list, and it will create an absolutely magical day for you. Because when you are prompted to reach out to that individual, you have permission from the universe to reach out to them, not to pitch them on a business, but to know, like, and trust.
Reconnect with them.
Like and trust. You're reconnecting with them, and you can say, I was prompted to give you a call today. And then when they say, well, I don't know why you would be calling me, don't take that. Just say, this is really interesting, though, because I was prompted. And you can even go as far, and I've done this, as part of my meditation this morning. I was just going through some of the names list, and I was saying, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I was prompted to give you a call. It's so powerful. Tears have been shed. Lives have been put back together. Relationships have been mended. Letters and cards and just flowers. I can't tell you over the years that I have taught this, how much healing the world around different individuals has been facilitated because of this inner work. It's going to change you. And because you're changed, so will your world. So that's what I want to leave with you today. You guys, I'm so grateful to have you all part of our journey now. We've done things in our lives that have now attracted the glorious individuals that you are. You are making our lives better. And I hope the time that I've been able to spend with you has added to your lives, because we're in this journey together. Thanks for being part of my Micro Daily family. And that's why I always say, I love my Micro Daily family.
Wow. Wow. That's just amazing. Thank you so much, Jeff. I know he's got to go soon, but any comments or any clarity you want about the using of this technique of clearing any negative space between you and anybody from the past, even space from people negative space you might have with someone presently. Any comments or questions to Jeff before he leaves? He's going to, today is his wife's birthday. He got up at 8 a.m. to be with us. Can you imagine?
6:30.
6:30.
6:30 so that
So
I
he-
could be ready
So
today.
he could be here ready. Hey, that's what leaders do, you know? That's what leaders do. And
I have one question.
yes,
Go ahead, William.
Jeff, I'd like to ask, when you're going through your list and saying out the words to them and everything, what do you feel to get the prompting? What is the prompting? What you get?
what does the prompting feel like?
What does the prompting feel like? Get yourself out of the way. I'm not calling them about a business. Did I feel like the universe, God, the creator, gave me permission to talk to that individual today? Do they need me today? Ask that question. I just went through and I cleared that energy pathway. Is that energy pathway saying I should reach out to them? And I very rarely use the term should, because we all know that we can should all over ourselves. It's, do I feel impressed to reach out to them today? If you don't, go on to the next name, because you'll always have tomorrow. Go on to the next name. You'll have tomorrow. You will go through your names list, and that day you will be prompted. And it might be one, it might be nobody on there, or it might be 10 that day. And do it that day. Don't postpone that prompting. You were prompted to give them a call. Sit with it. Go back to it after you put the little check mark and the date, and you come back to that. Try and feel that situation. Do it again. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Does that feeling get stronger, or does it diminish? It's just like with the capsules. How many do I take? Your body is going to tell you. The universe will bless you with that. So very, very good question, because what does that feel like? Get to a point to where you'll know the difference between getting a prompting and not. And that's really, it's so personal there, but do it. Do the exercises, and you're going to know whether you felt it or you don't, or whether you're pushing it or you're not. Because the last thing you want to do is push it. I should call them today.
And when you call them, you say you don't talk about the product or the business. You just get
prompted to call.
updated with them.
I was prompted to call you.
And then what happens after that? How do they go from being reconnecting? What are some of the things that have happened?
All kinds of things. They at some point will open up. They'll share where you can then share with them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They'll talk about their challenges, financial or health-wise, or family challenges, right?
Yeah. The way that you honor somebody and acknowledge them is to listen. The biggest thing that you can do is listen. And they'll try and steer the conversation back to you just out of courtesy. But then just hold them on it. Just say, well, but why was I prompted to give you a call today?
Mm-hmm.
What is it about today that, why would I be prompted to call today versus, last week or last month or tomorrow? What is it today?
So you put it back on them. Yeah. As opposed to when they say, well, what's going on with you, Jeff? As opposed to giving them the micro daily spill. You said, but I'm really curious as to wonder why I was prompted to call you today. Wonder why today. And right.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And they will give you just ask questions and listen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wow. Wow, that's masterful. Let me tell you, people, not only will that take all the stress out of recruiting, it'll actually put joy and peace and love in it. And that is absolutely amazing. There are a lot of things we can do to make money, but we want to serve people, help people, and make money in a way that makes us feel good about what we're doing. We want to enjoy what we're doing. We don't, people are on jobs and they hate the person they work with. They hate their boss. They hate the person next to them. This is what we've all gotten away from. We've decided that we want to have fun. We want to experience joy. We want to experience gratitude. We want to show love, give love, and receive love. And this is a perfect tool to make that a reality. So I am very, very impressed. I am very motivated. And I've been looking at my list and kind of eyeing it and say, wow, I haven't gone, I put my list down a little bit and start working with you guys and doing 3-ways and posting. But I just want you to know that I'm going to go back in full, laid back, peaceful, loving recruiting mode.
Right.
I connect with those.
I just did it. Not that I need to recruit any more people. I
No.
just want those people in my sphere to understand where I'm at. And truly, it's not them, it's about me.
Yeah.
I'm just working on myself through this process.
Can everybody see that it's really work you're doing on yourself? You're letting old boo-boos and hurts and hurt feelings and disappointments and misunderstandings and confusing issues and dramas. You're letting those things go. You're not necessarily, but you're letting them go within your own consciousness. So you're freer, you're lighter, you're more joyful, you're more filled with love. Oh, it makes perfect sense to me. I get it. I get it.
Different. It feels different than any other
Yeah.
opportunity that I've done.
For sure. Well, if there are no more comments,
We've got Queenie.
Okay,
Yes.
Queenie, yes, please.
Thank you. I have two quick questions for Jeff. You can either say the phrases or think it or both.
I just think it. I just think it.
Good,
But
good.
if you feel it's like a prayer. I mean, there's some people that feel like if they state it out loud, it's more effective. I don't. I just others can hear, and other less than positive influences can also hear, and so I keep it in my thoughts. I keep it to myself. It's part of that quiet time, and you'll get to a point where you guys, you'll want to spend time with your list as you're going through those pages and you're seeing dates and you're seeing checks and you're remembering back and what's happened. It will become the best journal that you've ever had, because that's part of your life as it relates to all of the people. That's why it's back to that love your names list, cherish it. This is truly your equity. So,
Thank
all
you.
right. Yep. And
One
you said you had two questions. One
Yeah.
was the other.
You put up these things on there. I see it on my screen, and
Yes.
I love that. And one of them said the language of, and you said angels, but on it
Yes.
in angles. So which is it?
Angels. Did
A-N-
I spell it wrong?
Yes.
A-N-G. Oh, shoot.
Angles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Angels.
You don't have to be perfect to make
Oh, man.
$1,000 a day, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. I just want to-
A-N-G-E-L-S.
Yes. Because I see-
Okay. Angles. Yeah. Hey, there's
Angles.
an angle out there.
Yes. Yesterday on Thursday I saw it. I said I must ask you.
Good catch, Queen.
yeah.
Good catch. Right. Good
Thanks
catch.
for catching that. Yeah, I was just
Yes.
typing it out quick this morning, and yeah, the language of angels,
Angels.
not
Thank you.
not angles.
I
Right.
love it. Thank you so much, Jeff. I love your energy and your spirit, and Jane and you all. Thank you so much. I'm loving.
Yeah. So,
Grateful to be in the-
so Jeff, thank you so much. Let's everyone take a 2-minute potty break, whatever, water, take a 2-minute, get up and stretch. And if you need to go to the bathroom, because we have more powerful information that's a part of you taking that business plan, leaving with that clear plan of how you're going to proceed. Okay, remember those 2 figures we talked about, one that would take all the stress out of your life financially. That's your short-term goal. And that other one is a long-term goal. Okay, so we're going to come back and give you more specific information that you need, using the information that Beth has shared and sharing it with people, and most assuredly using this powerful, powerful spiritual tool that Jeff is introducing to us. And let me tell you, Jeff, we're going to give you feedback. We're going to tell you, oh, it worked on this, it worked. You got to get so many texts on about how it's working. And I'm looking forward to that. So Jeff, from the bottom of my heart, we thank you. Let me unmute everybody so you can say, everybody's unmuted.
No, they have to unmute themselves.
Yeah. Oh, you have to unmute yourselves. Okay.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you,
My
Jeff.
pleasure.
Love
God
you.
bless you, Jeff.
Everybody.
Love you.
God bless.
Thank you, Jeff.
Love
My
you.
pleasure.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Jeff. It was
Thank
awesome.
Awesome. Awesome, Jeff.
So much. I love you.
All right.
Right.
Love y'all too. My Micro Daily family.
Okay. And
Yeah.
Okay. All right, everyone. So that's